The kitchen renovation is done and my life is back to normal. If you want to see everything that I ate today and my weigh-in Wednesday results, stick around. We're getting into it right now. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Manya and I've lost over 30 pounds on the WW Purple plan. Today is my weekly video showing you everything that I eat in a day. Now I am mostly whole food plant-based and I am primarily oil-free, but don't click off yet because this is a no judgment channel. So if you eat meat and dairy, that's cool. My whole goal is to show you everything that I eat to be successful. Now, I've lost over 30 pounds. There's a picture somewhere on the screen showing you what I looked like a year ago when I started WW. I am very close to goal, but I'm not gonna get into my weigh-in results yet. If you wanna skip right to my weigh-in Wednesday results and my chat about the week, there will be timestamps below. You can hop right over there, but if not, let's get into coffee. My morning snack. As usually for summer, I eat a lot of fruit. I know that that's not unusual for people. It's fruity time. And so what I have for snack is just some fruit. I have some strawberries and some cherries that I got. The strawberries are better than I expected. I used to live in the Pacific Northwest and we would have the best strawberries. They were the most delicious I'd ever had. But the window of them being ripe was like 2 weeks. It was very hard to figure out when those 2 weeks were gonna be. So these are better than I thought, and the cherries are really good. These are just sort of regular red cherries. If you live somewhere that has Rainier cherries that are affordable, know that I am so jealous. They end up being like $10 to $12 a pound here. So I almost never get Rainier cherries anymore. But that is my morning snack and I will see you for lunch. Okay, it's lunchtime. Well, it's not really lunchtime. It's only 11:11, make a wish. But I should know better than to think fruit can be a good snack. I have an 11:30 meeting, so I'm gonna eat my lunch now, and then I have a little oatmeal that I might eat before I head out for a meeting in another location that starts at 2. So here's what I have. This is steamed kale. That's all it is, steamed kale. And then these are cooked lentils. During the kitchen renovation, I bought some canned lentils, which I've never had before. They were really, really bland. So I ended up putting them in a pan with some onions, and some spices. I think I put smoked paprika in here. I honestly can't remember. It was last week that I made them. Great thing about eating vegan, you don't have to worry about things going bad nearly as quickly as meat. And then, of course, I always have nutritional yeast to put on top, a little salt, and then wouldn't be lunch without my Topo Chico. I will see you for afternoon snack. Okay, it's afternoon snack time. You may have noticed I'm back home. I had a meeting, an offsite meeting that just finished, and I decided, it was like 3:30. Wasn't really worth it to go back to the office, so I came home instead. It is now 3:51. I have signed up to take a virtual hot yoga class at 4:30. The studio that I went to for a couple of years, this was their answer during COVID. They started doing virtual classes, and I hadn't taken any at all. I'd stopped going to that studio about a year earlier because I'd been having some tennis elbow, doesn't matter. They emailed me with a free week of virtual classes for my birthday, and so I did one on Sunday and loved it. It was great, and I try not to do that kind of yoga 2 days in a row. No, this was on Monday that I did it. Today is Wednesday. Try not to do those kind of classes or that kind of yoga 2 days in a row because that usually does lead to body pain for me. So today is Wednesday, and I've signed up for a 4:30. The weather, I'm hoping to do it outside. It's actually kind of cool. They set up a camera inside the studio so you can go in studio and do it. And it's really super hot and humid, and you sweat and you drip, and I miss that so much. Or you can do it from home. So I thought if I could go outside and do it, I might get my sweat on. So I'm gonna eat a brown rice cake. I get these at Sprouts. They are 1 point each. They're quite thin. And then I made some peanut butter out of the PB&Me. This is no sugar, no salt peanut powder. So this comes in at 1 point. So that's 3 points for that. And then I'm still munching on all of those strawberries and cherries from earlier. So I'm gonna eat those, and then I'll either insert some footage of my yoga class or I will see you for dinner. Okay, dinner time. Tonight I'm going to make smashed potatoes with steamed kale and reheated cooked broccoli. Smashed potatoes is something I don't make all that often, but I think it's really delicious. It is fingerling potatoes, so I just boiled these for about 10 minutes. I still have some, this one should go back. I still have some bigger ones that are boiling. They weren't quite cooked, but this one, so hot. This size will cook in about 10 minutes. And then what you want to do is you're going to bake them in the oven. So I have my oven here preheating to 440. It's a convection, so it's to go for 20 minutes. And you take the potatoes once they're cooked and you actually smash them just like this. So I'll show you. You take just like this. I use a glass mason jar and I just smash it down, and it sticks usually, so I'll have to wait until I have another hand to get it off of there so I can show you. And then I put a tiny bit of spray oil and a little salt. I like them a little crispy, so I make an exception on the oil thing, and then I will cook them in the oven, flipping them halfway through. I also have kale that I just steamed. That's a lot of kale. We won't eat all of that. And then the rest of the cooking, the potatoes cooking, and then the broccoli is still in the fridge. So I will show you the finished product once it is done. Okay, here is the finished plate. Steamed broccoli, steamed kale, and these are the smashed potatoes. You can see not a ton of oil, but they do end up getting really nice and crunchy in the oven. I love that. I think they're delicious. And then my husband doesn't really love the smashed potatoes, so he'll just eat the fingerlings that were boiled. And for me, as per usual, I will have 32 ounces of this cheese sauce. For 1 point, you do not have to use a pre-made sauce. It's super easy to make your own cheese sauce if that is something that interests you. Okay, I will see you for dessert. So I feel like I owe you guys an apology because I am the most boring when it comes to desserts. I literally eat the same thing every single night, and I think this might be like the 8th Wednesday in a row that I've shown you the same dessert. What can I say? I like it. So as per usual, I batch cook Scottish oatmeal in a slow cooker. I'll show you the finished when it's done. And then I make a sort of not a sauce, but it's like a very loose peanut butter out of this, which has no sugar and no salt. And then tonight I'm going to use this. So it is 12 grams of each. This one is 1 point, this is 2 points, so 3 points total. And then 4 points worth of vegan chocolate chips and blueberries. You can see there's the peanut powder, the oatmeal, the chocolate chips, the blueberries, and you can just mash it all together and it's delicious. So that puts me at a total of 8 points for the day. I only ate half my points. It's funny because a lot of you talk about how you don't know how folks on the purple plan stick to 16 points, and this is how you do it. If you're eating just whole unprocessed foods, it's actually really hard to eat a lot of points because there's so many foods that are on that are 0 points. I pretty much eat my points in peanut powder and then some chocolate sometimes, but oftentimes I don't eat all of my points, and I think that is just fine. So that's everything I ate. Let's get into the weekly weigh-in. Okay, that was everything that I ate today. Now, a couple of caveats about this week before I get into my weigh-in results, because hands up, I gained. Last weekend was my birthday. I turned 46, and I have to say, I have never felt better about how I look than I do right now. It's kind of amazing, actually. If you've been around for a while, you know that when I turned 40, I decided to make a commitment to my, how do I say this, anti-aging, I guess. I was starting to see brown spots around my lips, and I was like, I don't want to age gracefully. I want to age well and as little as possible, but as naturally as possible. So that's when I started using things like Retin-A on my face. So I've been using Retin-A for about 6 years. I do all sorts of stuff to my face. I use a microcurrent device and I use a red light device. So I do things. I don't have any anything injected into my face. I don't have any Botox, you can tell, or any fillers or anything like that. Everything I do for now is at home. I'm not necessarily opposed to any of that stuff, but it's only a year ago that I made a commitment to my inside health, including weight loss. So I started my journey in mid-May of 2020, so I'm over a year into this, and my initial weigh-in was 163.2 pounds. Today I weighed in at 132.4, so I gained a pound this week for a total of 30.8 pounds. Now, I hope you can tell by my face that I'm like, about gaining a pound this week. It's actually fine. There have definitely been times where I have gained and I've been very upset about it because I didn't know what happened. And if I continue to gain, then I will be worried. But I lost the last 2 weeks. It was my birthday weekend, so I ate. And as I always say, your body doesn't know what a week is. So who knows what this is? There are normal fluctuations. So if you are new, trust me when I tell you, there will be times that you will gain. You cannot go into this thinking, oh, Weight Watcher says I'm gonna lose a pound to 2 pounds a week. Yeah, maybe, but then other times you'll lose far less. Sometimes you'll stay the same, and sometimes you will gain. This is a journey for your whole life. So things are going to go up and down naturally. So I gained this week. I'm not going to panic. We'll wait and see what happens. I don't have a lot to say other than I'm thrilled to be back in my kitchen. I don't know how people do gut renovations that last, 3 to 6 months. Going that long without a kitchen would be really hard. I barely made it 2 weeks. I am so dependent on my ability to be able to cook healthy foods. The other thing is my Instant Pot is supposed to arrive today. I finally caved and bought an Instant Pot. I've been resisting it because I don't think I actually need it. I am able to do everything I need to do without it, but you all make it look so exciting. So I finally caved, and for my birthday I bought myself an Instant Pot. So potentially you saw me cook with it at dinner. Maybe, I don't know. I'm filming this in the morning. Or if not, I will definitely show you something next week. So that's that. It's June. It's been raining here forever. Hopefully it'll stop. We'll get some sunshine. I hope you have sunshine where you are. And thanks as always for being here. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.